I have a question for you. What happens to you when you die? Have you ever thought about that?
The question of what happens after we die has been made time and time again over the course of human history. Many theories have come about to answer this question, yet none seem to have the ultimate answer. More than just a theory, the concept of reincarnation has been discussed and believed in diverse cultures all around the world from many centuries ago. But what exactly is reincarnation? Reincarnation is by definition the rebirth of a soul in a new body. It's supposed to allow our souls to come time and time again to live a life absent of sin. The Mayans, the Aztecs, the Incas, and the Greek pre-Socratics, among many others, were aware of this notion during their time. Even Plato described it in Phaedrus, stating that the human soul, according to the level of discovery of truth that it had reached, would come back into one type of body or another, and that each life is a test where the soul is being perfected. But though its origins are obscure, reincarnation has its roots in the Indo-Buddhist philosophy of soul transmigration. The quality of life of the new body is dictated by the concept of karma, meaning that based on whether if it was good or bad, the soul lived in the previous body will directly affect the quality of life of the new body. The evidence available for reincarnation allows for the concept to still exist and be a reality in the minds of many. Former chairman of the Department of Psychiatry at the University of Virginia, Dr. Ian Stevenson, dedicated his career to finding evidence of reincarnation until his death in 2007. He did a study titled Birthmarks and Birth Defects Corresponding to Wounds on Deceased Persons, in which he used facial recognition to analyze similarities between the claimants and their alleged prior incarnation. About 35% of children who claim to remember previous lives have birthmarks that they attribute to wounds on a person whose lives the child remembers. The cases of 210 such children have been investigated. He also stated that in 43 or 49 cases in which a medical document was obtained, it confirmed the correspondence between wounds and birthmarks or birth defects. And just like this study, there are many others that Dr. Stevenson conducted that support the existence of reincarnation, and we can rule out fraud because Dr. Stevenson made sure to conduct each study carefully.
He wrote in an academic style and like a lawyer, presenting the witnesses, where the evidence came from. He had subjects take lie detector tests, sign affidavits. He was so concerned that the evidence would be accepted in the scientific community.
But regardless of all the studies he conducted and all the evidence he found, Dr. Stevenson never claimed to have proof of reincarnation. He was aware that evidence and proof are two different things, and maintained his skeptical spirit until he passed away. Aside from his discoveries, there has been several cases of people claiming to have been reincarnated. While some cases may seem to have happened entirely by chance, others are far too detailed to be disproved. One of the most famous cases of reincarnation is the case of Shanti Devi. Shanti Devi was born in 1926, but it wasn't until the age of 4 that she started speaking. Shanti told her mother that Delhi was not her actual home, and that her actual home was a small town by the name of Mathura that was around 70 miles away. When she was 8, Shanti told the headmaster of her school that in her past life, her name was Luchi, and that her husband's name was Kedarnath. She also said she had a son, but died 10 days after giving birth to him due to complications. After sharing that information with her headmaster, he actually found a man called Kedarnath in the town of Mathura that said he had lost his wife 10 days after giving birth due to complications. Kedarnath went to Delhi without telling Shanti who he was, but as soon as she saw him, Shanti was able to recognize him. She then spoke to him and shared details that convinced Kedarnath that Shanti was in fact the reincarnated version of his wife Luchi. Soon after, Shanti's story gained traction and was brought to the attention of many important people. Gandhi set up a council to investigate the claim, and in 1935, when Shanti was 9 years old, her and the council went to Mathura, where the test was for her to recognize Luchi's family members, which she did, proving she was indeed the reincarnated soul of Luchi. Her case might be the most famous reincarnation case on record, but similarly, there are other cases that stand out like hers, like the case of Barbara Carlin.
When I was about 2 years old, I told my mother that my name was not really Barbro,